I'm glad that I have few friends. Most people, especially when they're young, they find people that they meet in schools and clubs they go to or outside, and they just make friends with them, and that's who they stay with for usually the rest of the time, or until the school ends, or until university ends. And actually, when I was young, I used to be pretty alone for a while. Not alone, but I had very few friends. I was quite picky with friends that I wanted to keep. I'm still very mindful about this now. And honestly, I can see why people do it usually. They feel lonely, they feel bad, and they just get into friendship and they stay there. And if you're lucky, then it's gonna be a good friendship and you actually benefit from it. But if people were to just take a minute to really kind of look at who they're going to spend time with, who they're trying to make friends with, then they'll be more deliberate about this. And I think that's a very important thing to do, because these are the friends that you're going to spend a lot of time with. And there's this saying that says you're the average of 5 people you spend the most time with. There's also the saying, I'm not sure which one is more correct actually, which I think both of them are really. I'm gonna die like this. That you're also the 5 average people you compare yourself to. So even if you don't spend time with them, but I think people you spend time with have the most effect on you, whereas who you compare yourself to are people who you try to become. But even then, if the people you spend time with don't help you get there, then it's going to be way harder. And I know what you might be thinking. If you don't spend time with friends, especially if you don't have any friends, and you become pickier, then isn't that hard? Like, don't you feel lonely? And yeah, you will generally, and that's kind of why people end up in these friendships that don't really benefit them. They cannot bear being alone, and that's a whole separate problem in its own that I may talk about. Okay, I want to find some plains. I want to find a good biome to settle in. Let's go that direction, northeast. Yeah, northeast. It's still very dark though and raining. Yeah, so being alone is a whole separate topic that I may want to talk about. People are afraid of being alone, and that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be lonely. In fact, I could say that we're so afraid of being alone that we don't even spend time with ourselves. Oh boy, yeah, I'm gonna die if I... We're so afraid of being alone, we don't really even spend time with ourselves. And there's so many different reasons for that as well. It's so interconnected, one reason is that people are avoiding so much pain and so much things that they don't want to think about, so they keep doom scrolling, and it becomes a vicious cycle. But if you don't spend time with yourself, you don't really know what you want. You don't really know yourself and the things that you actually want to do in life. Well, again, that's a whole separate topic. In my life, as I said, I've been very picky with whom I spend time with, and I'm very thankful for that actually, because Back when I was in school, I only had like two best friends that I actually spent time with. And there's a bunch of benefits actually for having a few friends. I mean, this could be because I'm an introvert, but I don't. It's actually I don't really don't think it's only because I'm an introvert. I do have active standards that I genuinely think about when I think about, do I want to actually spend time with this person? Like, do I want to go out and hang out with them? And that is, I think it's coming daytime. Yep, and it's a really important thing to do, I think. So it's very important to actually have an idea of, standards. You should have your own standards high, of course, and you should have high standards for the people around you. It's not just because of things that you may do with them or what you're gonna do with them, but also because those are standards for yourself, right? Because if, let's say, your standard is, oh wow, this was beautiful. What is this? Oh, I have some enchantment. That's pretty cool. If, for example, your standard is that you don't want to smoke, but then all your friends smoke, then that's a problem now, isn't it? They're gonna affect you. And if you say that they don't, that's pretty ignorant, because your environment definitely affects you. And you create your environment in large. The friends that you have should not be accidental. So those two friends that I had, I spent quite a good time with them in school, but eventually, like, we were playing games and we were having fun, but eventually they changed. They started talking and thinking about things that I wasn't really interested in, and they, I think, saw that I wasn't really fitting in with them anymore either. That I wasn't. That's Coco there right there. I want that Coco. They saw that that I was not really doing the things that they were doing, and I'm actually glad that I didn't spend time with them. They didn't try to spend time with me. I didn't really want to anyway. And that really changed the person that I am today. And I wasn't really friends with anyone in school, actually, on purpose, largely. I did feel a bit lonely, I think, not that I remember, but mostly I just did not want to spend time with them. Like, I saw the kind of people they were, the kind of things that they were talking about, and mind you, these are people, these like kids in like their, I don't know, like around 10 years old or something like that. They're like doing and thinking about things that you really shouldn't be thinking or doing at those ages. Obviously I'm not going to say what those are. And I made some friends outside my school, back when playing outside was a thing, which is crazy. I'm actually lucky that I did get to play outside, and so many kids nowadays will never understand what that means. It was cool. It was good days. But nonetheless, I made some friends outside and we were playing a bunch of games. And I have no idea what those guys are doing now, but I had fun and they were decent people, so I always spent time with them. Now, of course, back then I was not thinking about self-improvement or going gym or making money or whatever, but I knew kind of instinctively whether I want to spend time with those people or not. So I selected the people that I want to spend time with. It was only like a handful. In school, eventually, one of the friends moved to a different school, very far away, and the other person stopped spending time with me. I don't blame him, but that happened. What do we have? Okay, we're not going the right direction. And Okay, I have a whiteboard thing. Okay, there we go. So, back, fast forward to a little bit later, I moved to a completely different country. Right after I stopped being friends with that guy, those guys, which, all in all, I think it was a good time to move to a different school. I was already thinking about doing so because I just did not like the people I was spending time with. But I moved to a different school, and honestly, I was doing the same thing there. I wasn't doing it consciously, per se. I don't know how to say it. I wasn't doing it consciously, but I was definitely thinking about the kind of people I want to spend time with. And generally, everybody at that school was much better than... how are we gonna cross this? Jesus Christ. Okay, we're gonna go here. Actually, no. Yeah, we're gonna go over here to the shortest side and make a bridge. So, I wasn't thinking about this consciously, but yeah, I didn't actively make friends back then. Although it was also hard because it was a completely different culture and language, and thankfully I knew some English, but it wasn't easy. But I managed to do it, and everything was fine after that. But I only really made friends with one person there, and after a while it was a few other guys, and those guys are actually still my friends to this day, which is really, really cool. This is one of the other benefits of picking who you spend time with, is that the fewer people you have, the more time you spend with them, and the easier it is to actually keep up the the connection. Because we have those friends where some people have those friends where you just stop talking, like nothing really happens, but you just stop talking, and then you never really see them again. Or like you might hit them up and say, oh yeah, how are you doing and stuff, but at the end of the day you're not really friends anymore, which is pretty sad. That did happen with my first friend I actually met here. I'm still not the same place. Unfortunately, we kind of drifted away. He drifted away from our group, and even though I tried to keep up with him, he didn't really reciprocate. You can't really force people to stay if they don't want to. But it's a little bit sad because I do wish we could have spent more time together. He was a nice guy. He was the first person who really welcomed me to the place here, to make it feel a lot more bearable, and I learned a lot of English from him as well. But nonetheless, I met the other friends in the same place as well, in the same school, and by that time I was maybe 14 or so, and I'm still with those friends now. Actually, that's the people I was mentioning before, which is really, really cool because I know them now for maybe 8 years. I might be wrong on that actually. Let me see. Yeah, something like 8 years or so. Regardless, it's been a while, and we're still friends, and we have plans and stuff that we do together, which is really cool because like we're past the high school by far, and some people are in university, some people aren't. Actually, most of us aren't, which is interesting. I got lucky in that sense that my friends also did not want to go to university. I did not go to university. That's a whole different thing to talk about. And shaders are beautiful. I never really played with shaders much. Anyway, yeah, I'm still with those friends, and ouch, my cat is biting me. He either wants attention. No, he just wants to bite me. I need to kick him out. He's a ginger. I don't blame him. he has only one single brain cell anyway, so it's okay. It happens. Oh, we have sheep right here. Beautiful. Yeah, so I'm still with those friends, and we're like building something beautiful, and we're passionate about games back in school, and we still are, and that's what's really cool about it, because we actually are thinking about like our own professions, but we do them also so that we can fulfill our game development dreams. Yeah, I guess by games I meant game development and games as well. That's evident. And you might be thinking as well that, oh, you have to be same as your friends, but not really. Actually, we're pretty different. Everyone, fairly different in their own aspects. I mean, for example, we play Minecraft pretty differently. One person here would rather, one of my friends would rather go to creative and build stuff more. Like if we start a mod pack together, it only lasts for some time, and then they start using creative and stuff, so that happens. Oh, this looks beautiful, and there's a village here. Amazing. And the other person would rather just go adventuring and do RPG stuff, maybe do some magic. And then here I am. I would rather do the mod pack normally, progress over time. I do like building, but it's not the only thing I would want to do, and not in creative, ideally. And I do like more like tech as well sometimes, like create especially. I never really got to play create properly. That's why this mod pack has create. And also like some magic stuff as well. I never really finished most mod packs properly, to be honest. I'm gonna try to finish this mod pack as well as I can, because yeah, I have completion issues, let's say that. So maybe these videos are gonna help me with that. Anyway, back to the topic. I'm still with those friends, and it really does serve me to have them, because they're way better and they are also trying to improve. Regarding improvement, it is a delicate matter. Everyone wants to improve at their own thing, at their own pace, so you can't always rely on that all the time. So sometimes you may even need to make some other friends outside of your circle, which is what I'm kind of trying to do recently as well. Trying to find some like-minded entrepreneurs that are interested in their own things and getting them together, which is easier said than done. Oh yeah, I need to disable explosion blocks because I really do not want that. So yeah, sometimes you just have to do that if you really want to meet your interests, or do it alone, and that's completely fine. Oh boy, let's take this house. And that brings me to kind of another thing I keep thinking about, honestly. I've been like an introvert for a long time, and I do want to improve my social skills and stuff like that, which I haven't had the chance of learning naturally, as most people do, through family and other experiences. But I also realized that I don't really want to have a lot of friends, honestly, for the reasons I said here, and also because not all friends are equal, which I know sounds weird, but one of my friends, one of my best friends, he's a lot more of an extrovert. He really likes to spend a lot of time with friends from school that I'm kind of like acquainted with, and some of them are my friends, and others less as much, like I know them, but I know them, but they're not really like my close friends. I wouldn't spend time with them exactly if I wanted to go out, and genuinely, like, they're decent guys, nothing wrong with them per se, but they aren't really increasing the standards of me, you know? Like, when I spend time with them, I don't really feel myself improving, you know? Having nothing is wrong with having fun, joke around and stuff like that, but like that's cheap, like having fun and all that stuff, that's cheap. But having people who genuinely push, not just push you, but you actually want to be like more, like really be like more, not like, oh yeah, they're kind of doing this thing that I also want to do, but they're barely successful at it, but like really want to be like, for example, I may want to, go gym and get more muscle, but I also want to, be successful in my work and, be able to be more consistent and, other things that I want to improve at. And, just because one person is only good at, going to the gym, that's not like enough for me to really have my own standards, improving. If I find a person who has all their shit together, that's the person who is really worth spending a lot more time with, because you just see them really taking care of more things that you want to do. You see that it's possible, right? It's like, imagine, everyone can be level 10 and have their own experience points to allocate the skills, right? So everyone is level 10 and everyone spends their points in their own skill tree however they want. So they have the same amount of points, like in total, but what you really want to increase is the total level, right? Someone who is not level 10 but level 50, who spent points on multiple trees, and you want to do the same. Spending more time around people who only spend time in one thing, it's not really gonna help you get to the next level. And that's what I want to do personally. So this is why, genuinely being more picky with people you spend time with, I think it's important if you want to become better yourself. If you actually want to push your own standards and just improve and grow as a person. Alright, we gotta find a place to make a house. Jesus, I'm so sick of these thunderstorms. So on the hill we have a village. There's a desert over there. And I want to make a house. I'm not that good at building, but I want a nice location. Usually I like plains just because it's easier to make it look nice. There's a pathway that kind of goes down from the village. I want to see if I could maybe do something here, something kind of leading to the village. Make a path here a little bit. Yeah, I think, you know what? Something just overlooking these plains. Yeah, maybe something like this. Having a house that sits on this plain. It's gonna work. Meanwhile, I'm going to just... Alright, we found a location for the house. Now we need to get some trees. I think for myself, I realized I need to be a bit more strict about spending time with these people. Like, even if my friends decide to spend time with them, I don't have to. I can just say, no, I'm good, I'm not interested, really. Because, yeah, I don't particularly want to spend time with those kind of people anymore, and I want to be more deliberate about my environment. And since I can't easily find friends that I really want to be like, millionaires and so on and so forth, although not necessarily, Because those people also think about, why should I have you as a friend? So, showing value to them is a little harder. So I wouldn't. It's really important that you manage to avoid the bad and get the good when you can, even if it's really hard. So yeah, I hope that was interesting to hear, and see you guys next time.